everyone. Welcome back to the calendar. We're talking about all the fun things that are going on this weekend. It is Friday the 13th.
True,
but don't let that
true.
scare you.
Right. There's a lot of good things to do.
You got to get out of the house.
That's right. You got to take a chance sometimes.
You gotta exactly, live on the edge. All right, here, this is something I've never heard of, a porch fest
Well,
before.
you know, this apparently, the idea came from other cities. Some other cities are doing this, and they basically invite folks to come to their neighborhood.
Yes.
And they will have bands, playing on porches. It's a kind of a casual, unstructured. You walk around, you know.
Really? So you have to have a lot of musicians
They close
in
off
a
the
neighborhood.
Street. Well,
do they come
yes.
in from?
Yes.
Do they live there, or they come in from someplace else?
Both. Some.
Really?
I mean, there's some folks. In this case, we're talking about, of course, the Prospect Street, which is just a block away from our building.
Right.
I keep pointing to it over there, and it's it happens to be 2 blocks of really interesting architecture. You know, I love walking the blocks from Washington Street on the one end down to the City Park on the other side. Mm-hmm. It's just a lovely walk.
It's beautiful.
Houses are 1880s, 1890s style.
Yeah.
A lot of great, they've been kept up. Many of them, the architecture, there's nice paint, nice stone,
nice porches,
brick. Yes, and lots of porches, fairly close to the sidewalk.
Yes.
So,
wow. So you stroll along. You listen to various people playing their music.
Right.
That sounds fabulous.
Right, and there'll be different styles, different styles of music, and there's a porch for kids, for teenagers to play, and there'll be a jam. So if you have an instrument, you want to play an instrument, you want to bring an instrument, bring that along, and join the jam porch.
Go to porch. Now there's got to be food, right? Is there going to be
There
food?
will be some food there. There'll be, it's sort of a festival atmosphere. So I don't know all the details on the food, although there was a story in the paper on Sunday, which I read, and I'm forgetting what was in there. But this is the first year they're doing it. They hope to do it every year. So let's get that information up on the screen. They're calling it the Historic Heights Porch Fest. It's Saturday afternoon from 2 to 6 on South Prospect Street in Hagerstown. Free, no charge to get in, just wander in, wander around. There's a phone number and an email address there on the screen.
Well, that just sounds like, I love that idea. You just go, there's music, you stroll along.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Great idea. All right.
Now, something else similar, but with a little bit more structure. Sharpsburg is having their Heritage Festival this weekend, right on the main square in Sharpsburg, in the public square in Sharpsburg. Also, just like here, they'll shut down the street so that the people can wander around. There'll be folks in costume. There'll be musicians. There'll be artisans again, doing the blacksmithing or lace making or whatever their craft is from the time. Sharpsburg is celebrating its 250th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
So it's an old town. America doesn't have a lot of communities that old.
Right.
It's mostly on the East Coast, and so Sharpsburg is pretty old. So, and storytelling and things for kids to do and all that.
I like it when they shut the streets down.
It is fun.
And then you can kind of just wander around and at your leisure. I don't know why I like that.
Oh,
shut the place down. Let's have fun.
Yeah. Keep the cars at bay for a time so that people can walk and
There's time enough
interact.
for that later.
So let's get that information up on the screen. That's the Sharpsburg Heritage Festival, 10 to 5 on Saturday the 14th. That's right in downtown Sharpsburg. It's free. Of course, some things will cost. There's a phone number and there's an email address there on the screen.
All right.
Now, the other biggie, of course, last year was the 150th anniversary of the Battle of Antietam.
Right.
And it was huge, and there were lots of reenactors and lots of things to do. Well, this year is the 151st anniversary.
Sure.
Technically on September the 17th is the anniversary day. But this weekend, they're getting started with, on Saturday and Sunday both, there's actually a lot of tours and trips and talks, and you can drive around the park with, to sort of see what happened and walk around the park. Lots of things to do, and still have some reenactors. I don't think they're planning the big battles, but there'll be encampments. They'll be demonstrating artillery and demonstrating, firing and how camp life was.
Right.
But I was interested in, the Rangers will take people out on tours showing, the early part of the battle over here, and then the later part of the battle over here, and then the Confederates showed up here, and so you get more of a sense of how things actually went that day.
Yes.
Terrible day.
Yeah.
Enormous loss of life and
then
injury.
When you see how big it is, and then I always thought, the poor people that owned that property, it was just a farm, right?
Right. Several farms, right?
Yeah, forget it.
Right. I mean,
Done.
the cornfield got shot to bits and trampled on. And I know it's I'm sure they'll talk about, the
Right, the
impact
history
on the
of the whole
town that
thing,
was right
sure.
nearby and the people who own those farms. So anyway, let's get that information up on the screen. There's way too much information to be detailed, but it's the 151st anniversary of the Battle of Antietam. Events all day, Saturday and Sunday, sometimes starting very early, at the National Battlefield near Sharpsburg. There is a park admission fee, and so you pay that once and then you're good for the day. And there's a website and a phone number there on the screen.
All right.
Now, this next thing I wanted to mention, there was a guy who graduated from South Hagerstown High School. His name was Scott Grove, and he was a musician, and he really experienced his love for music early on, even before he got to South High. He said when he was in, I think it was middle school, he began to play an instrument just mainly because his buddy did.
Right.
But he really latched onto it and eventually began to play sax. And after graduating, went into music as a career and played with bands and as a sideman with people whose names I recognized. And then he split off on his own and went solo.
Yes.
Now he goes by the name of Huge Groove, like Eugene, Huge Groove.
Huge Groove.
Huge
Okay.
Groove. Nice, sexy name, and he plays smooth jazz music. So
Right.
I don't know that I've ever heard him play on the radio.
Okay.
But it's the kind of music I like to listen to. So
All right, so we got a local guy who's done good with his music.
Done good, and he's coming back to do basically a benefit concert to say, hey people, school music is really useful for kids, and
Oh,
also
sure.
to raise some money for local music programs.
Oh, wonderful.
So
wonderful.
it's a
So you can
two-pronged.
support a local guy who's doing good.
Yeah,
With
which
his
is great.
music. Right,
So let's
yeah.
get that information up on the screen. It's a smooth jazz concert with Huge Groove, local graduate, Sunday evening, 7 o'clock at South Hagerstown High School in the auditorium. Tickets are $15 to $40. $40 is the VIP package. You get to meet him and spend
Right.
some time with
Oh,
him.
nice.
And then there's a phone number and a website there on the screen.
Yes, that's like a great idea to bring your young people. Really encourage that.
Music has such a great impact on a person's life. It's scientists talk about, there's a connection between talent with numbers and talent with music.
Yes.
So I don't know, but it's
a wonderful
it's
thing.
a very enriching thing.
It really,
if
it really,
you
really
sing
is.
or just
yes.
appreciate music.
Something to be encouraged, and then of
Yeah.
course they can always go play on
Yeah.
Porch Fest.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching the calendar. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you next week.